Hello, everybody. Welcome to another fantastic day of SSL football. My name is Zenlos, and we're going to be bringing you some Division 2 action today, as we have 4 great games on the docket. As we have Seoul versus Romana, Accra versus Paris, or Paris, Reykjavik versus Montreal, and Buenos Aires versus Laos. I hope that you have all been having a wonderful day today. I know that I have. We're going to get started off today with Seoul versus Romana. Seoul currently sitting tied for 7th in the table with 2 points and a -2 goal differential. Romana, one of our expansion teams, sitting 5th in the table with 3 points and a -4 goal differential. So a little bit worse of a goal differential for Romana, but a little more success in the actual points finding department. So if you're ready, I'm ready. So let's get into this first game, shall we? Alrighty, we are up and in, and here we go already. Seoul wearing the green, Romana wearing the whites. We already have a corner kick from Man. That's not going to head anywhere, and we are off and running. This first half starting to fly by quickly. Seoul in... Oh, well, okay. Here we go. Throw in from Tenderloin to Okocha over the middle. And that's Baraka Aloisi with the header in. And Seoul quickly goes up 1-0. Here in the first half, 17th minute. Tenderloin with the throw in to Okocha. And then just a quick pass over the middle. Headed by Aloisi, who gets over Stojakovic. And now here we go with the kickoff here from Romana. Trying to quickly respond. Here's De Silva. Pass is intercepted by Paul. Gets it over to Mueller. Over to Okocha. Okocha taking it up the field. He's going to try to pass it, but it's going to deflect off the back of the leg of one of the Romana players. But then we go for the cross again. Nothing doing. Recovered by King. King going all the way down. Looked like he was looking for a Levert, but overshoots him a little bit. It's going to end up at the feet of Seoul's keeper. We're going to move over back to the attacking third for Seoul. A challenge by Nunez comes up short. Ryan going all the way to the back, looking for the header. Nothing doing. And now we have another throw in by Tenderloin. Sherwood tries to get in the way of it, but can't quite. We have Mueller going to Jiricic. I'm sure I pronounced that name wrong, but Jiricic going over to Mueller again. Back to Jiricic. We're going back and forth. There's a lot of white jerseys here in this one area. Here's Okocha with the header, saved by Hill. Now here we are, 20th minute. All the way back to Mertz, to Holmberg, to Mueller. And Seoul is back on the attack again. Ryan taking it up the sideline. King trying to get it in his way, but makes Ryan think about it. Paul to Holmberg. Holmberg going all the way back to Mertz. Back onto their side of the field. Forward to Muir to Paul. Paul going forward. Trailed by De Silva. Passes it back to Holmberg. Back forward to Ryan. Ryan trailed by Smart. Goes back to Holmberg again. Who just goes for a header. And that's JJ Okocha with the header into the goal. And that is 2-0 Seoul. Here in the 21st minute. What an absolute great pass by Holmberg to set up the header from Okocha, who just clears over Nunez. Gets it past Hill, and it is 2-0. We see the replay on the tight offside there, but still very much onside. Seoul looks like they're playing a 3-3-4. And Romana looks like they were playing, I'm going to call that a 6-1-3. But I'm sure I'm going to be wrong on that. Any of you tactics experts out there, go ahead and tell me what that is. The tactics newbie. That looks like a 6-1-3. And that's almost another goal here. That's going to be saved by Hill and deflected out of bounds. Here's Man to take the corner. Man goes over the middle. Looked like he was looking for Aloisi, but doesn't quite make it. Sherwood heads it away, but it's recovered by Mertz. Mertz gets it back over the middle of the field. Here comes Levert with the challenge. He just came out of nowhere like lightning. Man with the free kick, but it's going to be headed away by Stojakovic. Going to be recovered by Paul. Paul goes all the way back to Ryan at about midfield. Ryan goes forward to Paul. Paul kind of stumbles over the ball a little bit, but he gets it to Holmberg, to Mueller, to Mertz. Mertz goes back to Holmberg, and now we have some pressure being put on by Romana, they're going to go all the way back to Mueller, to the keeper, who's going to just clear it all the way back. Okocha with a clear shot. It's off of Nunez. Recovered by Hill outside the box. Can't put his hands on it there. Here's Tenderloin with the recovery going forward. Okocha going with the cross to Aloisi. Saved by Hill. 34th minute now. Schweinsteiger with the steal. Gets it forward to Levert. Levert passes it just a little too far forward, though, and that's going to be just recovered harmlessly by Neuer. Neuer going deep, and he's going to find Aloisi. Aloisi fires, and that's Baraka. Aloisi's second goal of the game. And it is 3-0 Seoul. Neuer just goes deep. Aloisi gets past everybody. He gets the header from Okocha, and that's just easy goal. Oh, boy. And now this first half looks like it's going to be winding down, but nope. Hill going back to Nunez. Nunez going forward. The King keeps it in bounds, but it's going to be recovered by Holmberg, who kind of picks King's pocket. Holmberg going forward to Paul. Forward to Okocha, looking for Man. Man is going to be blocked by Stojakovic. Johnson with the challenge. That's a very worrying challenge because that goes the wrong way. That's a penalty. But here's Man with the cross. Aloisi can't quite get the angle. That's a goal kick. So here's Man again. 46th minute. We have 2 minutes of stoppage time. Here in the first half, Mertz going forward. The Paul fires, and it's going to be tipped by Hill. Here's Man to take the corner. Over the middle, headed away by Stojakovic. Okocha recovers it, takes it up the sideline, being trailed by Nunez. Looking for a cross, and kind of kicks the ball way away. Going to be recovered by Levert. Jeffrey Levert taking it up the side. Challenged by Paul. It's going to be a throw-in. And that'll take us to the half with Seoul up 3-0. And Seoul has looked very, very, very good in this first half. 17 shots, 12 on target. Romana has not recorded a shot yet. They're going to have to do something to get some offense going. So, looking at where we're at here, if you're Romana, I'm going to give you the speech I always give every team. Let's go to the baby steps program. Romana, I understand that their formation is very defensive, very park the bussy, but you gotta try to at least get a shot on goal, even if it's off target. Just get a shot on goal first. You're not going to come back from 3 goals down without formulating some sort of offense, and it's wild because they've had 54% possession. They've had 5 free kicks, 54% possession, and they just haven't managed to convert that into a shot on goal. So let's see if we're going to have any substitutions here coming out of this first half. Any changes to be made? Will Seoul sub some people out? Will Romana sub some people out? Try to get just a change of momentum in here. Seoul will take out Juricic and Ryan for Powell and speed. And we are off and running here in the second half. And here's Romana to Schweinsteiger. He's going to have his... No! He holds on to it. Here's Levert back to Schweinsteiger. To Johnson to Sherwood. This is a perfect opportunity. Let's get that first shot on goal. And get ourselves on the board here. Oh, okay. So here's De Silva. We're in the Seoul third of the field. Looked for the cross. Couldn't find it. Mertz headed away. But it's going to be recovered by Romana. Here's Johnson over to De Silva to Smart. To Schweinsteiger. To Levert. To Smart. Fires. Saved by Neuer. And there we go. That's going to be a corner kick for Romana. Here's Nunez to take the corner. Over the middle. Looking for King at the far post. But, all right, so if we're Romana, we have our first shot. We have an on-target shot. Now we got to convert that into a goal. Here's Holmberg with the throw-in to Paul to Speed. Levert heads it away, recovered by Nunez. Nunez going to take it to Schweinsteiger. And Speed just, ooh. Good challenge by Speed. Gets it over to Paul. Blocked by De Silva. Over to Schweinsteiger, who's going to take it a little bit forward. Paul's going to challenge it away, but kick it out of bounds. That'll be a throw-in. And now we're going forward a bit. 66th minute. Still 3-0. Here's Mueller to Mann. Back to Mueller. Over to Speed. Mueller again. To Holmberg. To Speed. Nunez with a missed challenge. That's going to be crossed over to Okocha, saved by Hill. And here we go. 78th minute. Here's Tenderloin with the throw into Okocha. Tenderloin going forward to Okocha again. Takes it to the back line, but it's going to have his pocket picked by Sherwood. Forward to Levert. Levert going back to King. King goes forward looking for Levert, but kicks it right to Mertz. And now we're going to play a little bit of triangle kicking here, but Holmberg over to Speed, forward to Aloisi, back to Speed. Speed going forward to Aloisi again. No Romana players in front of him. Okocha with the header, and that's going to be saved by Hill. 79th minute. Ball is just flying everywhere. It ends up at the feet of Johnson. To Schweinsteiger. To Levert. To King. Over in the attacking third. Here's Jeffrey Levert. Fires, and that's a goal. A thunder strike of a goal from Jeffrey Levert. And it is now 3-1. And you know they say better late than never. 79th minute. They still have a lot to do if they're going to come back in this game. But that is a start. As Jeffrey Levert with an absolute shot to pull Romana within 2. 87th minute now. Here's Tenderloin. Over to Powell. Powell going over to Speed, being trailed by Nunez. Right at the edge of the box. Over to Powell again. It's going to be blocked by Johnson. Recovered by Powell. Goes for the cross. Looked like he was looking for Aloisi, but can't quite find him. Gets it away. Nunez gets it away. We only have 1 minute of stoppage time here. Here's Paul going forward to Okocha, and that's going to be headed out of bounds for a goal kick. And I imagine, yep, that's where we're going to get the final whistle. As Seoul comes away from this game winners. Their first win of the season. They win 3-1 over AC Romana. So let me do my manual standings update here. That puts them up to 5 points with a 0-goal differential. And I'll actually move them quite a bit up the standings here. But But an absolutely suffocating performance by the Seoul offense. 27 shots to 2. Okocha with an 8.8. Aloisi with an 8.7. Just, it felt like they were just always on the Romana side of the field. And Okocha is your player of the match with their 8.8 with a goal and an assist. Aloisi with their 2 goals. Romana, on the other hand, Cody Hill put up a 7.3 performance. Very admirable performance. Did allow the 3 goals, but with all the shots that they faced, they had a very, very admirable performance. But, I mean, that XG chart tells the whole story. 1.90 to 0.19. Just... All right, so that's going to do it for the first game. We're going to move on to our second game, Accra versus AS Paris. Accra currently sitting 6th in the table with 2 points and a -1 goal differential at the start of the day. AS Paris sitting 2nd in the table with 7 points and a +2 goal differential, trying to make sure that they hold on to sole possession of that promotion spot. And yes, there's still a lot of games to go, but you want to make sure you keep that momentum coming into this game. So a very important game for Paris. Accra, if they want to, make any statement about trying to get to promotion, they have to make a statement soon. This would be a big win if they're able to pull it off. They are at home, playing in the white kits. Paris is in the blue. Let's get started here. Papadopoulos starting us off. Going forward to Pelletier, up to Brisky. Brisky taking it to the back corner, back over to Pelletier. Looking for the cross to Alistair. Larocque has to jump for it, but it goes over the goal, and that's a goal kick, and we are off and running. Sparkle. We have Oak. Oak to Alistair, and he just kind of yeets that into the crowd. That'll be another goal kick. Accra in an asymmetrical 6-3-1. Somebody? Yes? Washburn to Horvat to Alistair. And have his pocket picked. Larocque going to get it out to Druid, to Schenkinger, to Whittington, to Rigmarole, to Yelwin, back to Rigmarole. We're staying on the Accra side of the field, but Accra holding possession. A lot of pressure being put on by Paris. Sparkle takes the ball away. Papadopoulos to Oak. Cortez, one man to beat, and that's going to... Ooh. I couldn't tell if he touched it right before it went out of bounds. That might have cost a corner kick, turned it into a goal kick. But here we go. Oak to Pelletier to Alistair. Papadopoulos in the box, blocked by Freddie, but they get it back to Papadopoulos over to Oak. Oak is tripped. No foul called. Meanwhile, we're going to keep going. Larocque takes the goal kick out. Going to be recovered by Paris, by Horvat. Over to Washburn, to Oak, back to Horvat, over to Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos going forward to Pelletier, up to Cortez. Cortez can't quite get a good angle right on the edge of the box, gets it back to Brisky. Brisky goes all the way to the back line looking for the cross to Alistair, and it's going to be blocked by Larocque. That's going to be a corner kick for Brisky. Brisky to take the corner, Alistair over at the near post, but he goes for the far post. Cortez with the recovery after it's headed away, and that's going to be recovered by Larocque. Paris out in a 4-3-2-1. And we go Oak to Horvat to Sparkle. Sparkle to the back line, over the middle. Looked like he was looking for Pelletier, but it's going to be headed away by Druid. And then intercepted by Cortez, back to Pelletier. Zerhoni with the block, but Brisky with the recovery. Inside the box, back line, that's a trip! And it looks like that's going to be a penalty. Yes, it is. Here's the penalty shot to be taken by Papadopoulos. LaRock at the ready. Fires and is saved by LaRock! LaRock makes the stop. And we're going to have a corner kick. Huge missed opportunity for Paris. Brisky with the corner. It's going to be headed away. Washburn with the recovery. Horvat back to Sparkle. What an absolutely huge stop for LaRock. My goodness. And that's going to take us to the half. And it's halftime. It is 0-0. 0-0. AS Paris 10 shots to 1, 5 on target. 1.73 expected goals. That coming from the penalty shot. My goodness, what a first half. 57% possession for Paris to 43% for Accra. There's just a lot that happened. I'm still reeling and mentally recovering from that block penalty. So we'll see if we have any substitutions coming in for either team. Anyone trying to get a momentum shift to see if they can get a goal on the board. And if this result holds, and we have a 0-0 a 0-0 draw, I imagine that LaRock would have to be player of the match. He was definitely player of the match in that first half. But I imagine that's how it would have to be. So here we go. We have Selic and Corleone coming in for Bell and Scheinkeger, and Heather Bull coming in for Pelletier as we start off this second half. Here's Washburn with the recovery. Bartlett clears it out. I think that's the first time I've had to say his name this game. Here's Sparkle with a throw-in to Horvath to Oak. Back to Sparkle to Oak to Horvath. They trying to find somebody in the box, but Accra putting on a lot of pressure. They have to go all the way back to Newport. Here's Cortez. Now everybody back outside the box. Brisky to Bull. Headed by Alistair, but nothing doing. LaRock with the save again. And we are off and running in the second half. Here's Bobatov to Whittington. Back to Berbatov. Whittington, Corleone. And now Accra on the attack here, trying to find a way in. Cat with the cross, but nobody home except for Sparkle. They're wearing a different color kit than you. You don't want to do that. Alistair takes it across midfield over the Bull. Bull looking for Cortez. It's going to be kicked away. Druid taking it upfield, looking for Selic. Selic challenged by Washburn. Good, clean challenge. That's going to go out for a throw-in. And now the second half is starting to fly by. And here we go. We pick up here in the 70th minute. Here's Alistair. Cross over the Horvat. Over the Brisky on the edge of the box. Brisky takes it outside the box, goes forward to Bull. Going to be blocked and cleared out. Here's Horvat with the recovery. Washburn over to Sparkle. Going forward for Alistair, being trailed by Yelwin. Over to Horvat, up to Papadopoulos. Cortez fires. Saved by LaRock. And now only about 15 minutes left in this game. Now we're in the 78th minute. Here's a Honey over the Cat to Berbatov, over the Cat again. Going forward to Druid. We're going to play around midfield here. Paris playing very, very high pressure. Gets over to Zahoni, the Cat to Druid. But if Accra can just find a way to sneak past this line, they could have an open shot. Here's Corleone back to Yowelian. We're going to learn how to pronounce that correctly one day. Here's Selic. Open shot, fires, and it's wide. He beat the defense, beat the keeper, but just kicks it a little bit wide. 82nd minute now. Bull going forward to Alistair. Alistair to Oak, fires. Laroc blocks it, but can't catch it. Almost tragic. And here's Washburn to Horvat. All the way back to Barfoot. Washburn forward to Horvat again. Going for Papadopoulos, but it's going to be headed backwards. But now it's going to be headed back forwards. Papadopoulos, and that's Leonidas Papadopoulos. He scores. And finally, after all of the opportunities, Paris gets on the board in the 83rd minute. Horvat goes forward. It's headed back by Papadopoulos, but Horvat gets it forward again. Papadopoulos beats the defense and gets it just by Laroc. 1-0 Paris. Sparkle with the throw-in. To Oak, Alistair, Horvat. Referee getting in the way. Washburn goes back to Horvat again, over to Oak. Oak goes back to Horvat. We're going to pass back to Washburn. Like I said, we're in the 85th minute. Going forward to Bull. Bull fires, tipped over by Laroc. And we're going to have ourselves a corner here. 86th minute now. Bridsky to take the corner. That's going to be cleared by Taco Cat. Alistair going back to Sparkle to Washburn. Accra needs to make something happen now. You can't just play fully defensive now. You need to make something happen. Here's Bull going to Bridsky. Bridsky back to Bull. Bull to Oak. Blocked by Rigmarole. Then fired again, but saved by Laroc. And now we have something happen on the other side of the field. 87th minute, but it's going to be taken away by Paris. Just as quickly as we got here, we are leaving. Bridsky takes it back to the other side of the field. Papadopoulos going forward, looking for his second goal of the game, and it's going to be saved by Laroc. 88th minute. Only a couple minutes to go. Here's Sparkle taking it up the side. Gets it forward to Alistair, over to Oak, back to Sparkle. Rigmarole getting right in Sparkle's face. Washburn gets a little bit of breathing room, over to Sparkle again, back to Washburn. Washburn to Horvat, going forward to Bull. And Bull over to Alistair. Gets it inside the box. Back to Oak to Bull. Fired, blocked by Zerhoni. Only 1 minute of stoppage time in this game. 91st minute. This will be the final minute of this game. That's going to be headed away. And here's Oak. Oak forward to Sparkle. Headed away by Taco Cat. And that's the final whistle. AS Paris with an absolute thriller of a 1-0 victory over Accra FC. And let me tell you, I feel for Laroc. Luke Laroc played his butt off this game and just had one shot get by him. 23 shots taken by Paris, 12 on target, 3.12 XG, and Luke Laroc keeps all of that out, but just has one sneak past him. And that's the difference. 8.6 rating for Laroc, 7.3 for Corleone. Meanwhile, Paris, we have 7.6 from Bobby Newport, 7.8 from Horvat, 7.6 from Peter Oak. Some good performances there. But, oh boy. Let's see what that's going to do to the standings here. Paris will go up to 10 points. This game doesn't really help them in the goal differential race. They're still behind Buenos Aires in goal differential, but this was an exciting one. And we're going to move on from that game over to our third game of the day, where we have Reykjavik versus Montreal. And these teams, let me tell you how evenly matched these teams are. Reykjavik currently sit third in the table with 4 points and a +0 goal differential. Montreal currently sits third in the table with 4 points and a +0 goal differential. So, two very, very evenly matched teams according to the standings. One of them, well, not necessarily, this could always end in a draw, but will one of them break today? Here comes Reykjavik out in the black kits, Montreal in the white. I know I say this every time I see Reykjavik. I love their kits. Their kits are so good. So here we have Pop-Tart going forward to O'Rourke. O'Rourke to Manone, looked for Andrews, but overshot it. Cleared out by Peterson, who's just going to yeet it out of bounds, and that'll be a throw-in. We're off and running. Reykjavik out here in a 4-2-3-1 asymmetrical. And Montreal out here in a 5-2-2-1, 5-2-3. Possibly? Question mark? Wartooth, let me tell you, one of my favorite things about these solo casts is having to try to figure out tactics for myself. Oh, wait, here we go. In the box, Peterson gets it for the Manone's going to be blocked by Letizier. I believe that's going to be a corner kick. Taken by Funyuns, the official snack of the SSL. Hashtag not sponsored. Here's Manone. Trying to beat Manone. Oh, God, there's two D Manones on opposite teams. This is going to cause problems. Okay. Manone over the Funyuns. Going forward for Wartooth. Wartooth has nobody in front of him. It is at an odd angle. Gets it back to Valorian, who fires. It's going to be blocked by Scarpetta. Funyuns with the corner again. Headed away by Lodiver. Andrews gets tripped. And that's going to be a yellow card for Matthew. Yeah, one of my favorite things about these solo casts is trying to figure out what the tactics are. Because like I said, I am not a tactics person. So, it's just interesting to try to be like, is it this? And then I'll probably get corrected by like Val or Sarah at some point. And they'll be like, no, Zenlos, it's this. What's wrong with you? Here's Scarpetta. They won't actually say it like that, but Lopta over to Scarpetta to Pop-Tart. To Zaid. Back to Pop-Tart. Looking for Andrews. It's going to be cleared out by Duke. So here's Scarpetta. Over to Scarpetta. Lopta challenged by Williams, who gets it out to Wartooth. Valorian keeps it in bounds. Tries to get it over to Casual. But it's going to be intercepted by Scarpetta. Here's O'Rourke. Fires! Lachlan O'Rourke scores for Reykjavik. And it is 1-0 in the 36th minute. What a shot by Lachlan O'Rourke. The setup was there. Zaid gets it forward. O'Rourke beats the defense. Duke's a little too far out of the goal. And that's a conversion. Letizier over to O'Rourke to Andrews. O'Rourke looking for a second already so quickly. But it's going to be a goal kick to Montreal. And that brings us to the half. Presently a 1-0 lead for Reykjavik United. 6-5 are the shots. One each on target for each team. XG of 0.43 to 0.42, so as evenly matched as these teams were on the standings. They're playing just as evenly matched in this game. It was even 51 to 49 possession. We'll see if we have any subs coming in for either team for this second half. It does not look like it. We are already off and running. Here's Funyuns over to Valorian, finding Wartooth, going back to Valorian. Taking it to that's going to just eke out of bounds for a throw-in. Here's Duke over to Williams, going to Funyuns. Funyuns to Motor. But it's going to be intercepted by Scarpetta, who's going to go deep for Andrews. Mathieu comes up to make the block, though. And that's going to be a corner kick for Andrews. Andrews looking for the near post for Scarpetta, headed away by Fontabens. Letitia with the recovery. Andrews ends up getting called offsides. Funyuns going back to Williams. Williams up to Wartooth. Back to Williams, over to Funyuns. Motor going deep for Peterson. Gets around Letitia, gets it to Manone, who's being covered by Manone. Motor, blocked by Zaid, back to Motor. Manone, that's just into the crowd. Row A. That was a lot that happened. With Diver. We get it over to Pop-Tart to Zaid. Zaid, 3 light hits around him. Manages to get out of it. Zaid looking for the cross. Andrews! And that's just to the right of the goal. Here's Lopta with the free kick. Scarpetta. Andrews with the recovery. Lopta blocked by Wartooth. Manone with the recovery goes all the way back, but that's going to be recovered by Rourke. And that'll be out of bounds. Dribbled it just a little too hard. Throw in from Valorian over to Motor to Manone. Back to Motor, forward to Peterson. Peterson was in the box, takes it out, fires, blocked by Scarpetta. Recovered by Mathieu, gets it back forward to Funyuns, over to Wartooth. Wartooth takes it back to Funyuns. There's a lot of black kits surrounding Wartooth and Funyuns. That means someone else should probably be open. Here's Valorian. All the way to the edge of the box, back line. Blocked by Lopta. And that's going. Oh, Valorian called offside. Time starting to fly by. Manone, Montreal edition, picks up a yellow. Scarpetta, forward to Andrews, trailed by Peterson. Andrews goes back to Letitia, fires, Matt Letitia scores! And that is 2-0 Reykjavik. On the wonderfully placed shot by Matt Letitia. Good setup. Andrews gets it over Letitia. No one to beat. Fantabens is looking the wrong way, unfortunately. Gets it right in the corner of the goal. 2-0. Motor picks up a yellow. That is 4 yellow cards for Montreal. Funyuns goes for the challenge, but doesn't get it. Zaid holds on to the ball. Manone goes forward to Lopta. 81st minute now. Here's Scarpetta on the edge of the box. Looks for Rourke, and that's going to be saved by Duke. It'll go out of bounds for a corner, however. Here's Andrews over the middle. Headed away by Mathieu. Recovered by Lopta. Lopta takes it way to the corner. Passes to Scarpetta to Lopta again. Go over to Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart just kind of yeets that. That looked like that went into row G. Good shot. Wartooth over the Williams to Funyuns. Forward to Motor. Gets it all the way to the back to Casual, who's going to take it to the back corner over to Wartooth. Montreal just looking to get on the board here. 84th minute. Wartooth with the cross to Manone. Saved by Lualua. Lualua going to hold on to the ball. Take it to the edge of the box. Roll it out to Ladiver. Ladiver to Letizier. Back to Ladiver. All the way back to Lualua. To Scarpetta. Going forward to Zayed. Going forward to O'Rourke. Lachlan O'Rourke looking for a second goal of the game, and he's going to get it. A shot that sneaks into the left side of the goal. Could have gone either way. If you had even like the smallest breeze, that goes out of bounds probably. But what a well-placed shot by Lachlan O'Rourke. And that is 3-0 Reykjavik. And I think that is the dagger for Montreal, unfortunately. Here's Lopta with the free kick, and Roberto Scarpetta off the free kick, off the set piece with the header. And now it's 4-0 Reykjavik. And if that last goal wasn't the dagger, that one certainly is. In the 88th minute, 2 minutes of stoppage time. Here's Funyuns taking the corner. That's going to be headed away by Zayed. Recovered by Williams. And that's going to do it full time here. A 4-0 win for Reykjavik, who really, really turned it on in that second half. 2 goals for Lachlan O'Rourke. We had a goal for Letizier, for Scarpetta. Lots of good match scores across the board. And just look at that XG match story, where it was so close for so long, and then Reykjavik just shot off. Roberto Scarpetta, your player of the match. 8.6 rating with a goal. On the other side, not really a spectacular game for any individual player, but like I said, that was one of those games that was a situation of it was close until it wasn't. I think once Montreal picked up all those yellow cards, it kind of put pressure on them to play a little more lax, and because you don't want to risk giving up that red card in a game that was very close up until about the 84th minute. So you don't want to risk taking that really bad red card and making life a lot harder for your team. And I think that just opened the door for Reykjavik to play a more aggressive style of football. So that's going to move Reykjavik up to 7 points, giving them sole possession of third place presently. As we don't know what is happening with Buenos Aires yet. So that's going to do that. And we're going to go on to our final game of the day, speaking of Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires versus Laos. Buenos Aires currently sitting at first in the table at the start of the day with 7 points and a +7 goal differential. Laos sitting tied for 7th to start the day at 2 points and a -2 goal differential. However, note that the team that they tied with did win that first game in Seoul. So we'll see what happens here. Buenos Aires obviously wants to keep pace with Paris, who just won earlier today. We are off and running. Buenos Aires playing in the red kits. The Red Star playing in the white kits. Here's Dion over to Guevara of Catarina. We join this game in the 5th minute. Guevara going forward to Tali. Tali looks to beat McCarty. Chips! I'm on Tali with the chip and salsa to put Buenos Aires up 1-0 here in the 5th minute. And Tali just gets ahead of everybody else. McCarty comes way out of goal, and Tolly just has to just right over him. Oh boy. All right, so that's a quick start to this game. Rivers up to time. Here's Gorkov to Tolly. Back to Dion, over the Gorkov to Calavara. Over the Rivers, all the way back to McCarty. McCarty going to go way deep, but kicks it right to Katarina. Rookspatron, that's a name I don't think I've ever seen before. Goes to Calavera. Forward to Edwin Vandersloot. Vandersloot looking. Oh, Edwin Vandersloot scores his 5th goal of the season, and Edwin Vandersloot doing Edwin Vandersloot things. Oh boy, he just gets past time. Time can't quite catch up to him. Rounds McCarty, places the shot, and Buenos Aires is up 2-0. Here's Knight with the rare corner throw-in. Dion the Calavera. Iodell yeets it out into the crowd. Buenos Aires in a 5-2-3, it looked like. Ooh, that was almost a 3rd goal for Buenos Aires. Laos couldn't quite catch it. Tolly going back to Iodell. Calavera back forward to Tolly, excuse me. Calavera to Dion to Gorkov. Over to Tolly again, forward to Iodell. Iodell looking to beat Barry. And that's going to go out. After being tipped over by McCarty, we're going to have a corner kick from Gorkov. Looked for the near post, couldn't quite find it. Dion gets it back forward, and Gorkov saved by McCarty. Laos playing in a 5-2-3 with a very, very wide 5-2-3. Mine's going to clear it out over to Katarina. Katarina sets up, goes forward to Calavera, back to Dion. Over to Tolly. Going forward for Edwin Vandersloot, looking for his 2nd goal of the game. Fires, blocked by McCarty. We're going to have ourselves a corner kick again from Gorkov. Vandersloot couldn't quite get it. It was a little too high for him. Going to be recovered by Bruxpatron. Vandersloot going to be taken away by Berry, cleared out. Recovered by Buenos Aires. Zone Knight going forward to Edwin Vandersloot again. Fires, saved by McCarty. Kicked out of bounds by Time. And after a very rough first 6 minutes, Laos seems to have gotten a little bit under control. Tolly kicks it out of play. Time picks up a yellow card. Ball headed into Buenos Aires territory. Oakdown going to take it to Katarina to Brooks Patron. Buenos Aires just trying to get out of their territory. Knight goes back to Iodell, to Tolly, forward to Gorkov. Gorkov for Edwin Vandersloot, beats the defense, kicks it just wide. And now here we go. Buenos Aires taking the ball forward again. Calavera looking for the attack. Vandersloot beats the defense. Only McCarty to beat. Fires, and that's just to the left. Edwin Vandersloot doing his best Beyonce impression, going to the left, and to the right. Can't quite get it into the goal. Here's Tolly, though, who has also beat the defense. Fires, and that gets past McCarty. And that's a goal. The 2nd of the day for Tolly. 3-0 Buenos Aires here in the 43rd minute. And what a shot by Tolly. I couldn't tell if McCarty got his hands on it. No, he did not. Oh, boy. upper corner. Not much you can really do when a shot is placed that well. Here's Brooks Patron. We have 2 minutes of stoppage time here. Tolly going deep. Vandersloot keeps it in bounds, crosses it. McCarty dives for it. Recovered by Knight. Knight over the middle for Gorkov, headed over the goal. Oh boy, that'll take us to the half. It is 3-0 Buenos Aires here at the half. 18 shots to 1, 8 on target for Buenos Aires. And it has just been all Buenos Aires all the time here. 60% possession to 40. They've had all these set pieces, 7 free kicks, 4 corner things. It's been a rough start for Laos. There's still an entire second half to play, so they're by no means out of it. Because if one team can put up 3 goals in the second half, there's no reason you can't put up 3 goals. I'm sorry, if one team can put up 3 goals in the first half, there's no reason that you can't turn around and put up 3 goals in the second half. But we will see now if there's going to be any substitutions for this second half. And we will be right back after a word from our sponsor. All right, we are back. Direct free kick coming in for Lucas Tio here in the second half. We have Barry going back to McCarty. Gorkov getting in the middle of them so they can't keep doing that. McCarty goes deep to Payet, who heads it forward, but there's no Laos player there to receive that pass. Here's Iodel taking it up the side, trying to beat Mega Mind. Passes it to Payet with the interception. Chicken goes forward. Free kick goes forward to Payet. Payet has to beat up Katarina. Fires. Oakdown tips it over. Oh no, Oakdown didn't even get his hands on it. That's a goal kick. I stand corrected. There's Oakdown going forward to Dion. To Brock Spatrin. Forward to Knight to Tally. Over to Iodel. Iodel takes it past midfield. Goes back to Knight. To Tally, that's challenged by a free kick, but it's going to stay at the feet of Buenos Aires. Brock Spatrin over to Tally. Forward, intercepted by Mind. McCarty clears it out. Goes deep to Of Katarina. We're going to have a reset here. Calavera gets it forward to Gorkov to Tally, looking for Iodel. Iodel looking to beat Mind, but Mind keeps pace. Mind with the challenge on the outside of the box. Iodel, Tally saved by McCarty. And here's Tally going to Iodel, keeps it inbounds, goes up the sideline. Tally fires, and that's going to be the hat trick for Imo Tally on the beautiful chip again. 4-0 Buenos Aires. Iodel with the setup. Tally once again just past the entire defense. McCarty stays in this time instead of coming all the way out, but Tally still able to get the chip over, and that will be the hat trick. Here's Time with the free kick. It's going to be recovered by Gorkov as Parker can't quite make it to the ball. Tally taking it back over midfield in the attacking third again. Inside the box, looks for the cross, blocked by, I believe that was Laudrup. Going to be recovered by Guevara. To Dion, to Gorkov, to Edwin Vandersloot. Blocked by Mind, but Iodel still gets a shot off, but it goes over. Tipped over by McCarty. We're going to have a corner kick from Gorkov. Vandersloot with the header, but it's saved by McCarty. Now we have a 61st minute throw in from Guevara. Over to Calavera. Looked like it was blocked, but Calavera with the recovery gets to Of Katarina. Maybe we finally have a second to breathe here. No, we do not. There is no time to breathe. Ayodele forward to Tali. Ayodele into the attacking third again. Finds Knight. Knight goes for the cross to Tali, and that's saved by McCarty. Recovered by Vandersloot, though. Calavera gets challenged by Parker in the box. That is a risky challenge. Dion goes for the deep pass to Knight. Nobody around Knight to stop that. Knight fires, blocked by Berry, who gets it out of bounds. And now we go into the 75th minute. Knight forward to Ayodele. Ayodele blocked by Laudrup. Recovered by Calavera to Dion. Over to Knight. Knight gets it forward to Ayodele. Ayodele, clean shot, picked up by McCarty. McCarty just picks it up off the ground. Ayodele looked like he went for a slide shot, but McCarty picks it up off the ground. As we are rapidly approaching the end of this match, only 1 minute of stoppage time. McCarty clears it out. Recovered by Guevara. Over to Gorkov to Dion to Tali. Going forward to Ayodele, who is past the defense again. Gets it back tonight to Tali again to Gorkov. Gorkov pocket picked by Berry, who's going to clear it out. It's going to be recovered by Bruck Spratchard. And that's going to do it. The full-time whistle goes. And that is a 4-0 victory for Buenos Aires over Laos Red Star. What a performance from Buenos Aires. Imotali, very clearly the player of the match. The hat trick, 9.7 match rating. Calavera up there with an 8 of Katarina, 8.9. 29 shots to 3. 14 on-target shots. It was just an absolute clinic put on by Buenos Aires. You can see some more of the match scores here. It is like when everybody on Buenos Aires had a good game today. When your worst rating is a 7.2, that's something to be happy about. Joey McCarty with a 7.5 rating at the keeper position today. Was just under constant pressure from that Buenos Aires offense. Oh boy. So that's going to keep Buenos Aires at the top of the table. They are tied with points with Paris, but that gives them an 8-goal differential lead over AS Paris, who only won 1-0 today. So we're going to wrap things up for today with a look at the standings. Like I said, Buenos Aires still sitting at the top. 10 points, 11 goal differential. Paris with 10 points, only a 3-goal differential. Reykjavik stays in third place. Seoul jumps all the way from tied for 7th to 4th with their win today, as Montreal, Romana, Accra, and Red Star all fall a spot in the standings after they all took losses today. But I think that's going to do it for us here today. If you stuck it out the whole way, thank you very much for hanging out with me today. It's a fun time. It's always a fun time whenever we get to cast some SSL here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. As always, I've been Zenlos. Good night.